Hey peeps, Amma here. Welcome back to my channel, and if this is your very first time here, a very warm welcome. Today I'll be showing the second last Entrepreneurs edition of the Entrepreneur series I've been running. Thank you so much to all those who have been tuning in weekly and supporting the series. This means a lot to me and the small business owners we try to expose through this series, and I hope you guys have been inspired through this journey as we give you tips and motivation to start your own business. If you have not been following the series, be sure to check out the first 4 editions of the series. I will put them up in the cards as well as in the description box below. I must say the editions are very thought-provoking and inspiring at the same time. And if you like to not miss out on any of my thought-provoking conversations going forward, be sure to subscribe to my channel as well as hitting that bell icon so you are notified whenever I upload a new video. Enjoy today's edition. With me this Saturday is Sagel Kundieko, who is an entrepreneur specializing in marketing. Thank you so much, Sagel, for creating the time for today's conversation on entrepreneurship.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Can you tell us more about your business? I understand you're in marketing and a little bit of advertising. Can you tell us more about it, and like what exactly do you do? Why did you start, and how did you even start in the first place?
So the idea was there all the time. I wanted to start something.
Yeah.
So the problem was just what kind of business to start.
Yeah.
So then I was already doing design work, graphic designing since I was like 15 for church.
Nice.
So then from there I just decided, you know what,
Yeah.
people actually need to put their businesses out there.
Yeah.
But then what we realized is like last year in 2019, the global budget just for advertising was like $563 billion. So
that's huge.
that's how much people are spending on advertising, and that's what sells.
Yeah.
And the people who are least advertising online is Africa. So then I decided, well, why not start and create something that's going to be helpful, so that we can also get a piece of the pie online.
True. So it looks like you're really passionate about this business. I mean, you started doing it for your church only at 15, so it means you also enjoy it. So I believe that's one of the reasons why you ventured into it. So how important is passion when considering starting your own business?
So I think passion is really important because as much as people say be your own boss because you decide when you're going to go to work and stuff, what actually happens is you spend a lot of time, way more time than just going to a job at regular intervals. So then passion is really important because when it comes to the time that you have to put in, it's going to be a lot of time. So if you don't have the passion, you're really just going to burn out.
Yeah, that's true. So you're also helping you're doing what you're passionate about, but on the other hand, you're also helping other businesses. You're helping businesses to be known out there, right? Because that's the advertising part of it. So let's say people are interested in your services. They're watching this video and they're like, wow, I would like Sagel to help me market and advertise my business. How can they get hold of you?
So we have a website, and all our information packages are available online. We also provide our phone number, and so then people can call me directly and I speak to them. And then usually what happens is the client will tell me, this is my business, what do you think I need? So then we'll kind of run through the process with them and then look at what kind of business they have, and then we custom package for people and then tell them, okay, this is what you need and this is what we can do, and then so that's how we go about it.
Nice. During this time, I know we're all experiencing pandemic and and a whole lot of unexpected things really do happen in the world. As an entrepreneur, how do you think business fits in the world? What is the importance of business? Why should one even consider being their own boss?
So the main thing for me is to contribute to the capital, like the money flow in the world, basically. But then the main thing for me is to participate in that, but in Africa specifically. So the idea is you create a business that you can have employers, you're able to contribute to the economy.
Nice.
And it's so important because we get affected by these things every single day. And the problem is we just become consumers of goods of other countries. But then when you create a business, you're not just a consumer anymore, you become a producer. And that's really important, especially in Africa.
Especially with the high unemployment rate as well. So now instead of being part of those who are being unemployed, you are actually helping to solve the unemployment crisis that we're facing in the continent.
And it's really a win-win for everybody because you get money obviously as a business, but then you're also providing a service and helping people to get something out of it. So it's really a win-win.
Nice. It's clear that your business allows other entrepreneurs to expose their businesses, but if you can just tell us more, what value is your business bringing to people in general, and what makes it so unique?
So that's a tough question. So firstly, it's unique in the sense that the target market for it is something new. So we are targeting your regular African papa and mama who are running a business. That's our target market. So that in itself is already unique. And furthermore, we're not just throwing you out there, we're starting from the beginning. So we'll give you advice, how do you register a company? We're not just leaving you halfway. So we're really taking you from the ground up. And then thirdly, in terms of adding value to the people, we also run through the process with them. For example, some of our clients don't even know how to run a LinkedIn page, a Facebook page. So we actually set out time where we sit down with them and then we explain, this is how you would post, this is how you would do this. And we actually empower them to be able to run these things for themselves as well, while we take care of the hosting, the websites, and etc. So that's the value.
And I think your business is bringing more value now than it can ever do because of the times that we are living in, where a lot of people have to now learn to live virtually and do most of the things online. And so your business looks like it's helping a lot of other businesses to navigate the online life that all of us have to get used to, with the COVID-19. So that's really nice. What has led to the success of your business? I'm sure I can confidently say that your business is successful. From the work that I've been seeing that you've been doing, it's been mind-blowing. What has led to the success of your business?
So the first thing was obviously prayer. So I definitely prayed a lot about it. And one thing that I didn't put it past me was that I have a mentor. So his name is Pastor Moses Kenda. So what really helped me was to sit down with him and tell him, this is what I want to do this is the plan. And to just have someone kind of push me, encourage me, guide me through that plan. So once I had that plan, then I was able to then go, literally I went people hunting on LinkedIn, and then I found people that did like their MBAs already, and then all I had to do was get free advice. So then they would tell me, so someone taught me how to set pricing, someone taught me how to get a client, how to talk, and I even talked to like a lawyer friend how to talk to clients, how to deal, how to reply. So and then I talked to my friends that are entrepreneurs right now, how did they start? And so it was really a lot of asking questions. So I think that's what has helped me to actually survive this far.
Wow. So you also had to use the resources that you had to see how you can be successful in what you're thinking of starting. That's amazing.
There's still a long way to go.
Of course. I understand you've been doing your business for a couple of months now. So for this period, what benefits have you found, like as an entrepreneur? What benefits does entrepreneurship has, which working under someone doesn't necessarily have?
So I think the first benefit for me is you get back the work, the effort that you put in. So if you're working under someone, it's someone's idea and someone's company. Whatever effort you're putting in is not what you're going to get out as benefits. But then when you're working for yourself, whatever, if I spend 20 hours on something, I'm going to reap all that 100% benefit.
True.
So I think that's really what is different, and it's really encouraging in the working point.
Yes.
Because now you're actually seeing what you're working, as opposed if you work in a factory or something, then you're there working from morning until night, and then your CEO is the one getting the money, most of the money. So I think that's the biggest difference for me.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you agree with me that a lot of businesses have been severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. I don't want to assume, but I almost wanted to assume that because your work deals with online and social media, it was probably not affected by the pandemic as much as compared to other businesses. But let me hear it from you. Was your business affected by the pandemic? If it was, how was it affected, and how did you, try to remain, afloat?
So, like you said, we are like online.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have a lot of problem with physical contact.
Yeah.
But one part that the lockdown being lifted for a while really helped with was that we could meet clients and actually communicate better.
Yeah.
So that was definitely taken out.
Yeah.
A lot of things can get lost via WhatsApp, emails. A lot of things can get lost.
Yeah.
So that aspect of communication with the client, it really diminished that experience for us.
Yeah.
And also in terms of getting new clients, we only had online. We couldn't actually go out to companies and solicitate different businesses. So that was also problematic.
Yeah. I see. What advice would you give to someone considering starting their own business, maybe being like you, following your footsteps, or someone who just wants to start a business? It may not necessarily be what you have started, but what advice can you give to them so that they can also be successful?
So plan. Very important. Don't just start a business because you saw that it's important to start a business. Someone motivated you to. It's really important to actually plan. So many of the businesses that we see, those people spend ages planning. There's so much to plan. Like you have to decide, what am I selling? Who am I selling it to? Who am I targeting? How am I going to get my first customer? Very important. And like there's so much planning to go into it. And one thing that I also found useful, enter competitions that target entrepreneurs. You might not win, but you're going to learn what kind of questions they ask. And if you're potentially looking for investors, you get to understand what investors are looking out for. So I think that helped me.
So how do I get to enter competitions? How do people go about that? Do they just go on Google and type competitions for?
So LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a lot of things that pop up in your feed. Some of them are competitions, and you enter them. And for me, it was through someone that I knew. So they, it was basically I had to go kind of speak. And so then the end event was like a competition, entrepreneurship thing, and the judges were amazing and like big people in the industry. So I didn't win, but I got
experience.
I got a really amazing experience. If you don't have access to enter these competitions, you can ask people who have. So that's also something that I also do.
Around.
So if you want to start a business, plan and get your information and go to those things so you know what to expect in the business.
Absolutely. Wow. Amazing day. Wow, you've experienced quite a lot of amazing things, and it's so great that you're sharing with the audience. I mean, you're a young entrepreneur, and it would be nice to have a whole lot of other young people venturing into being their own bosses, because I think it's very important. To my next question, how can someone secure a startup capital for their business?
So I did not secure startup capital. I actually self-funded, which is, I think that's another way to also get capital. One thing that sometimes people do is they just start up and they quit everything and start. So I think it's really helpful if you have another source of income and just save up. So then you don't actually have to rely on someone else. So that's what we did. I'm not really well learned in knowing how to get capital and stuff like that. I just stayed there.
Yeah. That's great. What is your? So I understand you've been operating or you've been into this business since last year September. So from that period until now, have you experienced any worst? Have you encountered any worse situations in business where you just felt like, wow, this is too much, I'm about to give up here? If you have, how did you manage to handle it? Just like a business tip to the audience.
So for me, it was handling difficult clients.
Yeah.
So as a startup, I think sometimes you feel like sometimes people will take advantage. So you wouldn't necessarily offer a free service to someone, but then they'll just expect you to give it to them because you're a startup. So then one thing that I experienced was I wasn't clear in my, I guess, pricing.
Yeah.
So I would say I will do this for you,
Yeah.
and then I wouldn't really specify what exactly I'm doing.
Yeah.
So then what I found myself is
Yeah.
clients would ask for so many things, and then they'll be really unreasonable in those things,
Yeah.
and I still had to deal with it because part of it was still my fault.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was really difficult for me.
Yeah.
So then it just led me to make more specific services.
Yeah, I see. So you learned from that as well, that next time you're
Yeah.
gonna be specific. But again, you will still get those customers who just want free stuff, right?
Yeah, so it's tough. So I guess I'm still trying to understand how to navigate through it. I haven't really mastered it yet.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Do you have any other words of wisdom you like to share with the audience regarding business and venturing into entrepreneurship?
So firstly, I don't know if these are words of wisdom, but they're words. So I think one thing that I think is a bit problematic and stops people from actually doing a lot of things, is that people believe that people steal their ideas. So I think someone actually spoke about this to me. So firstly, nobody can really steal your idea in a sense that they can never perform it or implement it the way you want it.
Right.
So in the same way you get KFC that sells food, and McDonald's that sells food. They are very similar ideas, but very different products. So that is really important because if you're not sharing your ideas, you're not getting input.
That's true.
And you're not able to study your
and
audience.
you're even scared to implement because you're thinking they're gonna steal. Well, okay, to be honest, I'll have to confess that I was one of those people as well. So I'm so glad you're bringing this up because I'm sure there are so many other people out there as well who have amazing business ideas, but they're scared that, oh my god, if I share this or if I tell someone or if I even start implementing and maybe apply for funding, they're gonna steal my idea. So that has always been my fear as well. I think I only started growing end of last year when I realized, you know what, I will end up going to the grave with this idea. So let me just go ahead and start seeking funding and putting it into practice. And so that's actually a good tip right there.
And also, it also depends. Obviously, it doesn't mean if you're it doesn't mean if you're going to share your idea, you just tell anybody.
Of
just
course.
anyone.
Yes.
You have to also just be very strategic about it.
Yes.
There are definitely people that you know, if I tell this person, they're going to steal this idea. But don't let it hold you back from getting help that you need.
True. Wow, amazing. Amazing. Well, thanks a lot, Sagel, for creating the time for today's conversation. It was really amazing to talk to you. Very inspiring as well, and I'm hoping a lot of people will get inspired and also contribute and join you in creating employment for South Africa, for the continent. And so, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.